Welcome aboard the BK Escape Pod. That's right, it's the augmented and bionic podcast version of the live show you can hear Saturdays from 10 a.m. till 12 p.m. Eastern on 100.3 FM and AM 1450 WBHF Radio. You can stream the show live there Saturdays at WBHFradio.org or on the free Tunein app. Look out, here we go. Oh, and by the way, if you hear me give out a telephone number, don't call because this is a rebroadcast, and our janitor Charlie will answer the phone, and believe me, you don't want to talk to him. He's an ornery little cuss.
And no sidewinding, bushwhacking, hornswoggling, crocker is gonna roll my biscuit cutter.
Stand by to receive our transmission.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
The Force will be with you, always.
As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
Just find the button to oh, hey, there it is. It's BK on the air here on AM 1450 and 100.3 FM WBHF. I like to dispense nostalgic geekiness talk every Saturday morning. Same bat time, same bat station. Every morning I got Alan Sanders over there fiddling with his microphone. You're a fiddler. Fiddle on the mic. Fiddle on the mic.
I was adjusting. You sit taller than I do.
Well, everybody does.
Hey, now. Only person I know can sit on the
That's-
ground and my feet still dangle.
That's the second short joke you
Walked
deflected
into?
this morning. Yeah, you gave me a totally just pass. I couldn't leave it hanging. I had to.
Well,
just
the other
go
one
ahead
was
and
at least
say it.
not on the air. This one, man.
That one wasn't for air. Last one was for podcast, but it wasn't for air. Sarah, how are you? I
I'm
see you
fine.
have your platform 9 3/4 T-shirt
9
on today.
3/4.
The better half would love that. She's currently getting several. I don't know what the intervals are at this point, but she gets the Harry Potter loot crate on a regular basis. She went ahead and joined that and did the. She says, "I think I'll take the Harry Potter loot crate." I'm like, get a wand and some posters, some coasters, some T-shirts, some caps. Believe it or not, and she wore her last Harry Potter Loot Crate T-shirt to Universal when she went down there. She had 2 of them, so she was able, at least for 2 days. I think she has more than 2, but she wore those 2 down there. She had a T-shirt per day for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Excellent.
Which is great.
I'm gonna get down there. My wife and I, we talked about it. We're gonna go when we're comfortable. Once we get to the point where I can walk into a theme park and walk in like a regular human being,
That's what
I'll
I'm
be
waiting
there.
on. That's what because I didn't go on the last trip.
Yeah.
We talked about that. I didn't go. I said I'm not going. I'm not
I
going.
hate this arm. I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna convince them they need to order a new arm. This arm is just defective. Or replace it
Can
over
we
there.
just hang it from the ceiling and it come all the way
That's
down?
what I'm going to do. You know what? When we get off, I'm going to swap because that one works beautiful and no one's ever
We're
done
going to swap
that one.
what?
The arms.
Oh, in the studio.
We're going to
Okay,
play
off the
Frankenstein.
air.
We're
Okay,
going to move arms from one side to the other. I've always wanted to be left-handed over here.
Sound good.
No. Fire is good. Fire is good, my friend.
Being able to hear you on the air, good.
Stereo,
This show,
good.
so,
Have you
yeah.
heard how great our music sounds?
Yeah, isn't it great when we have the whole radio station? Sorry for the behind the scenes radio talk, but sometimes we do that. Thank goodness our station seems like it's had, I don't know, the sound equivalent of a facelift. Is that a sound lift?
It's had a
it's had vitamins. We've given it vitamins. We've given it medicine, and it was kind of sick and limping.
It didn't
for a
even
while.
know it was sick until we cured it.
Yeah, it's like, don't you know that smoking's bad? Stop that. Okay, the station stopped
Right.
smoking, and it's a lot.
It's
better
lost
now.
weight. It's trim.
Yes.
It can go longer, further. It's $6 million
Our
now.
FM signal now when we play music, our music feed is in that cool new thing that's been around since the 60s called stereo. See, we just said stereo and stereo right then. So
Stupid arm.
So that's kind of fun. So
Yeah, stereo.
radio talk. Let's hope they decide that the improvements for the station and the sound don't include getting rid of us. Let's hope that that's not going to be factored in. That'll
Hey
be
now,
more of a
don't put
management-
ideas in
That'll
their
be more of a
heads.
management
That's all I need is for them to go, you know what? We were just thinking about.
By the way, you know what I have for you today? Oh, by the way, 770-386-1450 is the number if you want to call anytime during the station today and talk about anything we're talking about or change the subject or completely come up with something completely ridiculous. And if it's about sports, I won't get it. So just giving you that right now. And you can email me at bkontheair@gmail.com. Today, it's going to be much later in the program because I like to do these like in the last half hour of the show. I have, guess what? Me TV quiz for you,
yay.
Which I warn you, I already took this one. And I got all of them right.
Okay, so that means I won't.
But no, that's not true because this is actually a good quiz. I always try to pick the ones that you have a fighting chance at, you know. It's like name the actor that died in every Star Trek episode. Here's a at least you got multiple choice. You couldn't do that one, but
I have a fighting chance all the time. I just usually lose.
The fighting chance on this one. Here's the quiz. I'll give you it ahead of time. It's called. You're going to get the title. You're going to get a title of something, and we know ahead of time that it was a television show and a movie, whether it was based on the movie or whatever the television show. You're going to get the title and the year, and that's all you get. And you got to decide whether it's the movie or the TV show premiere. That's what you got to figure out. Some of them should be easy.
I'm going to screw this up.
Come on, think positively. Come
on.
Well,
if you say "I Dream of Jeannie" 1985, I'll know that's a movie.
Well, right, but that's not one of them, so you won't get that one.
Dang it!
That one's not on the list.
Lost in Space, Netflix.
I don't think that one's on the list either.
Like that's got to be the different than the original TV
show. It already doesn't feel very, very well for you already. I think you're going to do a good job,
folks. Get ready for epic failure.
But you know what? As we know that these Me TV quizzes are just out of fun. We just do them for fun. Because I want people to hear them and play along with them and take them as we answer the questions. That's why I do it really slow. That way people got time to choose the multiple choice one out of there. So we got that coming up later in the program. We're going to flash the audience at the bottom of the hour. What else we got? We got a classic TV star passed away. We're going to talk about that. We got Golden Age of TV coming up after the first break. And we're going to flash the audience. And I have a news flash that's kind of a tragic one, and I'm going to do it after we get done with all the other news flashes because it's a news flash, but I don't think it belongs on our goofy news flash. It's kind of a bad one, but it's very weird that this happened. And by the way, did you know that there's a new venomous species of tarantula-like spider that has been discovered? Isn't that wonderful? Some people would love that. In Florida, of all places. So I've got that coming up.
A venomous tarantula.
Venomous tarantula-like spider.
Oh, tarantula-like.
Yeah, which means it's very big and hairy, and it's just, remember Arachnophobia, the movie?
Yeah.
Did Frank Marshall direct Arachnophobia, or did he produce it?
I thought Spielberg produced it. Or maybe he's the executive
producer. What did Frank
producer.
Marshall have to do with it? Let me look it up.
No, it was Jeff Daniels. I remember how good that was. I liked it. Jeff Daniels, the lead.
It was pretty good. It was a little overrated, but it made everybody. I mean, how could you not be creeped out?
Yeah,
by that.
But I do know Spielberg was behind the.
Yeah, directed by Frank Marshall, produced by Kathleen Kennedy and Richard Vane. I don't think Spielberg. I thought Spielberg's name is on it. I think it's Amblin Entertainment, though. It's Amblin Entertainment, but Spielberg did not produce it. He's not on the credits.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
But Amblin did produce. It's his company, right?
Right. Which means he may have had a conversation with folks on the set
and said, "Hey, make the spider bigger and give it a whip." That would have made it a lot more interesting. It did all right in the theater. Arachnophobia's budget was $22 million, and it made $53.2. That's back in 1990 time, which I think that meant a profit back then.
That was good.
So yeah, a new species of spider. I think Mrs. BK will weigh in on that. It'll be one quick soundbite from her after I tell what it is. It should be pretty interesting. And so we'll be back here after a break. It's BK on there. We will have the Golden Age of TV when we come back. Stand by for all the rest coming up.
The Tarzan Lone Ranger Adventure Hour will return after In the News and these messages.
In the news, a big summit meeting. They were supposed to be discussing economic problems, but President Reagan and 6 other world leaders also used this week's meeting to get to know each other. We'll be back with a summit in Canada. In the news.
Sponsored by the many fine products of General Foods.
Who you waiting for?
Ice Cream Jones.
And new ice cream cone cereal.
My name's Ice Cream Jones. I'm bringing the kids my ice cream cones. A crunchy new cereal for breakfast. The great taste of ice cream cones. Whoa!
I'll have vanilla.
Give me chocolate chip.
They look like little ice cream cones.
And taste like them. The crunchy part of this nutritious breakfast. My name's Ice Cream Jones. With the great taste of ice cream cones. New ice cream cone cereal.
Fellow classic TV fans, Underdog ran from 1963 to 72 with 124 episodes. And being one of TV Guide's 50 greatest cartoon characters of all time, just where did he come from? Created by a New York ad man for the kids' cereal giant General Mills, Underdog was the brainchild of William Watts Biggers, who went by the nickname Buck. Yep, Buck Biggers. With his ad partner Chet Stover, they were vying for a specific primetime Saturday morning slot, but they had competition. Their similar adversary had firmly established itself in the cartoon world 2 years earlier. It was known as the Rocky and Bullwinkle Show. Buck claims to have said that up against this competition, we're going to be the underdogs. Well, Underdog got picked up, and the rest was cartoon history. With the successful creation of their superhero canine and the full production team of Buck Biggers, Chet Stover, Tread Covington, and Joe Harris, Total Television Productions was born. For BK on the Air, this is Pat McCormick with the Golden Rage of TV.
And you know what? I always said if you had Mighty Mouse and Underdog together, there's no need to fear. Underdog is here. If you had them both together, they could defeat Superman or or anybody, because they were so, in their world, they were much more powerful
all I
than
learned
Superman.
from Underdog is if you really want to feel powerful, you just have to pop the right pill.
That's right. Hey, wait a minute.
Popeye's teaching me to eat spinach. I'd rather just take a pill.
Talk about being out and about and being outside and doing stuff. And I want to tell you about a sponsor we've got on the air here, BK on the Air, and they're fantastic. It's Cartersville Bicycle Service and Supply. They offer maintenance and repairs of all bicycles, as well as parts, accessories, and of course new bicycles there. So they don't have just stuff to do. They have bikes for sale too. So whether you're a veteran rider or just starting out, Cartersville Bicycle has what you need to get out and enjoy the roads and trails of Northwest Georgia, or just about anywhere you want to ride your bike. We ride our bike sometimes on the Silver Comet Trail down in Cobb County. It's an old railroad track which is converted into a paved walking trail or bike trail or whatever you want to use it for, and I think it runs all the way to the state of Alabama. So stop in and see the shop at Cartersville Bicycle. They're located at the corner of West Avenue and South Tennessee Street and are open every day, 7 days a week from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you can call them at 470-315-BIKE. That's 470-315-2453, or search Cartersville Bicycle on Facebook.
Get on your bikes and ride!
I think it'd be buy new bikes, because did you get that? You saw that video I finally sent you of the spokeless bike? Isn't that
the Revo?
Weird? Yeah,
dude,
isn't that awesome?
I was by the end of it, and I get it, and I make videos. I know if they're done correctly, it should sway the watcher.
They're amazing videos.
I was swayed. I was like, oh, I want to. Where's that meme here? Just shut up and take my money.
Didn't it remind you kind of Tron just a little bit though? The way there were no spikes, the tires.
It's
were
the
just
closest
spikeless.
I'm going to get to a light cycle right now. But the fact that it's got an electric motor assist, and you can either choose to engage it or put it. To me, this was the coolest thing, because what I hate about going bike riding is when you hit that one hill where you're like, oh, I'm just not in the right shape. This is killing me. That bike has the assist mode that said, you know what, you just keep pedaling like you're comfortable. We'll make up the difference.
And there are regular bikes, not just that spoke, because that bike that I sent you the ad for, what's it called again?
Revo.
The Revo. I know the one thing they didn't tell you in the ad was how much it is. There's no telling. I didn't check the MSRP.
All they were saying was, we're ready to go to manufacturing, but we need you to support it.
And we're ready to, when you buy one, we can find financing's available. I'm like, I'll bet it is.
So that means that they're in the midst of a crowdfunding campaign.
And that means it's a little higher than your average bike. I mean, even a good 10-speed, it's probably
I'm going to guess you're probably looking somewhere between $1,500 to $2,000. It could be more.
Yeah, I'm thinking it might be higher than that. But it was really cool how the light was on the front. It looked a lot like Tron to me.
It was the closest to a futuristic bike that didn't look super futuristic, except for the wheel.
You know, William Shatner was touting one. There's another bike that you can get that has the electric assist on it, like that can help you if you're you just want to ride on the electricity for a little while. He's talked his family into getting out and doing it, and he gets out and rides this bike regularly in his 90s now. I mean, of course, he's got a little assist in it, but he's still riding it because it still has pedals. You can still, do the physical thing, too, if you want. You don't want to run your battery down. You never want to run your battery down on anything.
Well, I'm wondering if the pedals help charge the electric assist motor.
I don't know. I mean, that would be good if you wouldn't have to plug it in all the time.
I just thought it was cool that they thought of so many cool features like an automatic wheel lock.
It's the future of
and
bikes.
Then it can have the ability to talk to your app through your phone. Through your phone.
It's
so
always
if somebody's trying to move it or mess with it.
It's always going to be
and then if they do steal it, you've got built-in tracking.
Yeah.
I mean, how cool.
Awesome. That is awesome.
It's like somebody said, there's no such thing as a bicycle, so let's sit down and design one for the 21st century.
It's all the future. We'll bring you the futuristic
Every
stuff
now and then, I find myself still amazed at where we are technologically.
The fact that you can plug in your app and your bike can talk to you and go, oh, hey, here's how you rode, and here's what happened. And so, yeah. Does that turn you on, does it?
Not sure where that came from. And channeling my inner Catwoman.
So many different things turn us on when we get older. It's just weird how that works that way. Used to be
a light breeze sometimes.
Used to be cute girls in high school when I was in high school. Now it's like doing a narrative at a museum. Really floats my boat.
Yeah.
Now, which is, who cares? I mean, I want to whatever turns you're on is cool. I got some stories coming. I don't think I'm going to have to do a lot of these for the bottom of the hour because we're ticking up to the bottom of the hour. Can I say something about, you and I are dog lovers, I want to say something about exotic pets that people shouldn't have. I fell down the YouTube rabbit hole again this week of just, sometimes I'll watch out and I'm like, oh, let's just look at cute videos of dogs that think they can talk when they say, I love you, and stuff like that. And it's always fun. And there's this one little video of a bulldog puppy who's reading the riot act to his mother, which is great because, the mother's sitting there like, I'm the mother dog. And this little puppy's like, he's growling at her and stuff. I'm like, you know how that feels, when you're your daughters and stuff. That can happen, right?
Me and my
with
wife.
Kids. Well, hey, speaking of that one, there's one with two Dobermans, and it's the father Doberman dog and the mother's got the puppies, and every time he comes close to them, she goes, "Arr!" She's like, it's the dad. I don't think he's going to hurt them, but I don't think she remembered that he's the reason that she's got the puppies. And she's all over him, man. She won't even let him touch those puppies. But just for a moment, exotic pets. People try to grab animals that are pets that they shouldn't, maybe. I saw a video of a guy who had a monitor lizard pet in his home that he lets get up on his chest and pets like a dog. He's just, this cute little
just don't
lizard
let it bite you.
And stuff. That's what I'm saying. Let's take this call right quick before we go to the bottom of the hour. 770-386-1450. Hey, it's BK on the air. Who's this?
Hey, Jeff, you know why I wouldn't let the daddy dog feed the puppies?
Why?
Because he was behind on the child support.
He was behind on the dog food and the kibble. You haven't paid me your allotment of Alpo this week. Get away from my puppies. That could be. It could be. Check it out, Jeff. Go on to YouTube and look for a Doberman mom protects her puppy from dad. It's hilarious. She didn't bite him or anything, but she's made it clear.
I'll check that out.
All right, buddy. Talk to you later. She's made it clear that she does not want him near these kids, these puppies. But this guy's got this monitor lizard on his chest, and he walks around in the house like a dog and everything. And I'm like, are we going to read the story? And, some people have wild black bears as a pet. We got a bear as a pet and things like that. And then you read, a few weeks down the road, you're like, man tragically killed by pet bear. And I'm like, who didn't see that coming?
Well, a lot of it depends on its rearing. If it's a wild bear that's been raised in the wild, don't trust it. But I know there's a lot of preserves where they've had from cubs and raised them.
But
they're also very skilled in understanding to read the signs.
And
I wouldn't say you just go grab a bear.
And yet, even then, there's still accidents because at their very core, they're
every
wild
now and then
animals.
A dog bites its owner. You gotta just animals are animals.
But those are wild animals. Dogs are domesticated. There's a little bit of a difference. But yes, you're right. There's still that wild part in that animal that can't be tamed, probably. And I'm glad, and I like it when they release them back in the wild and they're able to go out into the wild. I don't know how this turned into Steve Irwin and Jack Hanna here. So, speaking on the air, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to flash the audience of the news, the weird, the strange, the bizarre.
Computers are coming your way.
Computers? For paying bills?
Mothers, too.
Bah, humbug.
Wow. Let me try it.
Where is that stuff? I can't find our vacation plans.
Well, get organized, Dad, with a database management system.
A data what?
It's a computer program that helps you organize information, save it, and sort it so you can find what you want.
All that?
Sure. It's like a filing cabinet. I store a list of all my comic books, and the program even alphabetizes them for me. Tabby keeps track of all her tapes. Mom uses it to store her favorite recipes. And Stanley keeps a record of all the flowers he's planted and their scents. Not to mention our vacation plans.
Maybe it can help me with a household budget.
For tapes. For recipes.
For flowers.
And lots of other stuff, all on one disc.
A database system is a great way to get organized.
See you soon.
Presenting the Clapper. Lets your appliances turn on and off just by clapping.
Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off.
The Clapper.
If you want to win the game, you gotta take good aim and get the most marbles with your hippo. Playing Hungry, Hungry Hippos. Hungry, Hungry Hippos.
Hungry, Hungry Hippos is the name of the game, and whose ever hippo gets the most marbles wins.
Playing Hungry, Hungry Hippos. Hungry, Hungry Hippos.
I win!
Hungry, Hungry Hippos from Hasbro.
And now back to the guy who knows no limit on self-promotion. It's BK on the air.
Hey, we're back. It's BK on the air here. WBHF, the wonderful talk station in Cartersville. That's 100.3 FM, AM 1450.
Now, what era are you doing? Because I could argue early 80s wacky DJ or
early
late
80s
70s.
That I used to do in Center, Alabama at WAGC.
Everyone's supposed to talk like this
But
on
that's
radio.
great. I loved
Talk
that,
like
though.
what? Like we got helium stuck in wrong places.
I thought that was great, though.
What?
What's a lot better than having the guy on the air that goes,
Hi, welcome to the show. This is the radio station that you're listening to.
Well, at least be listenable. I know these are the rabbit trails. I still can't get into the NPR style of delivery. It was like,
well, that was kind of funny, wasn't it?
no, so we're going to talk about this exciting movie. It's Avengers Endgame.
They didn't want to excite you.
We've got the Russo brothers in studios with us right now. We're going to talk about how did you come up with
Here's how they hired people at NPR. Like you're the applicant, and I'm here at NPR. Okay. Hi, Alan. Welcome to the NPR station. We're looking for somebody to be on the air. So, how long did you call golf games?
I haven't, but I'm willing to give it a go.
See, that's who they hired. Were they all the sports guys who called the golf games?
It's like you're on radio and you're intentionally trying not to wake up the person who you're talking
That's right.
to.
Oh, you know what? I was listening to your show this morning. You were talking to the guys across the pond in England with the 60 Minutes with, right? Mm-hmm. I have a sports question. Believe it or not, let me disable the alarm.
Careful. You may get banned off your own show.
I have a sports... Oh, sorry, I wasn't fast enough. I have a sports question. That alarm plays every time I talk about sports because I don't like sports and I don't talk about it. I don't hate it. It's just not my bag, baby.
No, you've even said if you're gonna do it live.
Right. But if I do, I like the awkward sports. I like to bowl. I like to play volleyball. I like to play pool. I don't do football, baseball, basketball. I don't do all those mainstream ones. But let me ask you this. I remember you had him on the air this morning from England. They call soccer football, right?
Correct.
In England, what do they call football?
American football.
Oh, so they add the caveat at the beginning.
They call it American
football.
There's football, and then there's American football.
Well, their version of football is rugby.
Rugby's rugby.
Right, but I mean, it's kind of, is it sort of played like football, or is it like soccer?
It's played on a field with a ball that's oblong, but beyond that, you're beating the heck out of people without
do you touch it with
pads.
Your hands in rugby?
Yeah, you do.
Okay, so it's more like football than soccer is.
It is much more like football than soccer.
And what's funny is their rugby is much tougher because they don't wear any protection, do they?
They don't wear any pillows. Like the comedian.
Hey, you want to make American football more interesting? Is get rid of the shoulder pads, the helmets, and everything else. Play it like rugby in England.
Well, there's a reason why many of their rugby players don't last very long,
or have teeth gone, kind of like in hockey.
What most sports players find out is when they think another sport is easy and they go try it, they go, "Oh, okay."
Go back to that. Yeah.
Like when people say soccer. Well, how hard is soccer? I don't know. You try running full speed for 90 minutes.
I tried to play soccer. I had to go to the hospital. Even in school, I couldn't handle it. Well, no, you've answered my question. I had no idea what they called football in England.
Yep, American
since football is soccer, and I guess, okay. And they call They call fries chips. French fries, they call them chips.
There are a lot of words that you would think we're both speaking English, but I don't know what you're talking about.
They don't go on vacation; they go on holiday. I'm like, wait,
they do go on holiday.
Christmas.
They rent flats and they go up in lifts.
Yeah, that's just very interesting. And you know what?
They wear trainers.
They don't back the car out of the driveway. They reverse it out of the driveway. I've noticed they say that too.
And every one of their cars has a boot.
Yeah,
they store things in the boot.
Right, in the boot, it's our trunk. So, I mean, it is this country where we all got our language from. Kind of.
Well, we did like everything else. America takes pre-existing things and makes it better because we can throw more money.
Well,
at
when
it.
I took French lessons in high school, which I totally forgot a lot of it. I didn't stick with me. I've noticed how many words were borrowed from the French, like cinema, theater. A lot of things turned into English, but enough of that. We got to get to. We got to flash the audience to the news, the weird, the strange, and the bizarre. And I gave you the first one, I think. Didn't I give you the first one?
Yeah, you did. I have the first news.
Don't you like how I mark each news flash with our initials? And your A, if I'd only just put a circle around it, it would look like the symbol from
Avengers.
Not Avengers, but
I would take Avengers.
Hugo Weaving wore the V for Vendetta.
V for Vendetta.
Isn't that anarchy symbol
that's
like
in
that?
November.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was off by a few months. Sorry. I'm not familiar with it. Sorry.
Oh, I'm doing my Muttley laugh.
Does
now.
Wouldn't your A and your if I circled it or whatever, wouldn't it like the anarchy symbol that they write on there? Isn't that close? Or am I off?
Well,
base?
it would have to be a V versus an A, so it's upside
I thought
down.
They put A for anarchy though.
No, they put V for Vendetta.
Why am I thinking of an A though? Is it Avengers? I'm thinking of. I mean, I know it's got an A. What am I talking about? Why don't we just get to the?
You know what? How about I get to this?
Why don't I make?
Let's remind everybody. I've got the first news.
The last news flash is BK did this today on the air.
Everyone ignore the last 5 minutes. You're not having a stroke.
I'll edit it
we
out.
are.
I'll edit it out.
A 12-year-old North Carolina boy who took a few extra classes in his spare time during the COVID-19 pandemic is now preparing to graduate high school and college in the same week.
How is that even possible?
Yes, and check out the age. Mike Wimmer, age 12, of Salisbury, will graduate Rowan Cabarrus Community College with an associate's degree on May 21st, and will also graduate Concord Academy High School with just 7 days later on May 28th. Wow. Wimmer has a 4.0 GPA at the college level and a 5.45 GPA in high school, earning him the role of his class valedictorian at age 12.
And here I am to this day at 55 years old, still having problems with long division.
If I went and took high school classes at my age now, I still wouldn't be the valedictorian.
Laugh you out of the class.
Wimmer said he had some extra time during COVID-19 and discovered that if he added just a couple of extra classes, he could graduate from both schools at the same time. He ended up completing the equivalent of 2 years of high school and 2 years of community college classes in a single year. The 12-year-old said his lifelong interest in technology and robots led him to create his own startup, Reflect Social, which aims to simplify how smart home technology works.
How weird would that be, having a kid like that, and maybe you wanted to go back and take some classes as an adult to, broaden your horizons, and you're having trouble, and you're like, son, can you help me with this problem? Sure, Dad. What's your problem with that math question?
Look. You got to at least
help you really
if you're going to help me, you got to at least have man voice. We got to figure this out. You cannot do this at age 12.
No.
But why?
No, come on.
Because
lower your voice, son.
Okay.
There's a problem.
How about this, Dad?
Now you just sound like the puppet.
No, I don't sound like
Elmo. You kind of don't sound like
Elmo's
Elmo.
up
Yeah,
here.
well, it's almost there.
Hi, get on with the show.
Alan, the sound effect machine. He can do Elmo.
No, the voices. I just play with voices.
You can do the Transformers
what I do?
noise.
I keep forgetting my wife has a client downstairs, and I'm walking around having all these different monologues and voices. And she texts me. She goes, "I have a client."
Wait a minute. She has clients in the house. You didn't do the old substitute song lyrics for the dirty lyrics that you do sometimes.
I have on occasion forgotten.
I hope they have a sense of humor.
Oh, well.
I got the next news.
My wife just turns up the volume downstairs. They're listening to the music, and they're just playing it louder.
And she explains it away by, that's our weird kid downstairs. My husband's gone on vacation. He's not here. He's gone on holiday.
That's her special needs child upstairs.
A Virginia Girl Scout Council is offering a unique spin on contact-free cookie delivery Girl Scout cookies.
I saw this today on the
by
news.
having the boxes of Girl Scout cookies delivered by a drone.
I watched on the news today. They had footage of
Girl
this.
Scouts have entered the drone era. The Girl Scouts of Virginia Skyline Council met up with the Wing, a subsidiary of Google parent company Alphabet Incorporated, to offer drone delivery for Girl Scout cookies in Christiansburg. Customers can order their drone deliveries through the Wing app or website through the end of May. The company says it's committed to delivering at least 3,000 boxes of cookies, but the number could increase based on demand. Need more drones or a more heavier drone to pick up heavier loads? The Girl Scouts of Virginia Skyline Council CEO Nikki Williams said the Girl Scouts will prepare the orders themselves and have the opportunity to learn about drone technology, but they do not pilot the unoccupied vehicles. That would make it more fun, wouldn't it?
That is just so cool.
Let them pilot the drones too to their cookie destination. It might be a disaster to be down there.
We'll return after these messages.
What rolls downstairs, a boner and pears, rolls over your neighbor's dog. What's great for a snack and fits on your back? It's log, log, log. It's log, log. It's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's log, log. It's better than bad, it's good. Everyone wants a log. You're gonna love it log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log.
Log from Blammo.
When Christopher walked into class, there was no place to sit his ass. Instead of objection, he raised an objection. Yeah, Christopher shouted some interjections.
Damn, this sucks. Screw this. Yo, this ain't fair. How come I don't get a chair?
Interjection is a big word that you can't spell. Because there's too many kids in the classroom and there's not enough books to go around. It's a bitch when you gotta go to public school. When Desiree opened her book, she had to take a second look. Richard Nixon is pressed. Yeah, that's what it says. So Des started shouting some interjections.
This blows. How can I learn history when the book only goes to 73? Eat me.
Interjection is a big word that you can't spell. Because there's too many kids in the classroom and there's not enough books to go around. It's a bitch when you gotta go to a public school. So if you're pissed,
damn,
and steamed,
crap,
really mad,
screw this,
and getting reamed,
eat me.
An interjection is the thing to shout.
This blows.
Interjection is a big word that you can't spell, that you can't spell, that you can't spell, that you can't spell.
Damn, ain't it a bitch?
I am not an elephant. I am not an animal. I am a human being.
It's okay if you don't understand what he's talking about. He probably doesn't either. It's BK on the air on AM 1450, FM 100.3, and online using the Tunein radio app.
Hey, we're back. It's BK on the air, as you just heard. I'm with Alan Sanders here.
Wait a second. What are you doing the NPR thing?
Having a good time.
Stop it.
Well, you got me stuck on NPR now. I got to talk like this. Alan, what
It worked.
Sweaty balls.
Schweddy. SCHWEDDY.
That's right. Well, you got another.
I do have a news. Because we only got two.
Several more to go.
So let's get another one.
Okay.
A British speed eater broke a Guinness World Record by drinking a Capri Sun beverage in 15.71 seconds.
That's inhaling a Capri Sun.
That honestly doesn't seem like it'd be that hard to do.
Well, I'm going to get a Capri Sun next Saturday and see if you can do it.
Leah Shutkever, a speed eater with more than 20 Guinness titles, including most chicken nuggets eaten in 3 minutes, said one of the most challenging aspects of the Capri Sun record was mastering a technique for removing the straw. Oh, it's not just drinking.
There's a catch.
You have to remove the plastic straw from its plastic sleeve.
Oh, there's where the time takes
Then
up
you have to actually insert it, and then you have to drink
Now
it.
you don't want to do it and find out how fast.
Because I was saying, I could drink one in 15 seconds if it was straw pre-inserted. Shutkever finished with a time of 15.71 seconds, beating the record of 16.65 seconds, which was set by British man Declan Evans.
Wow. And I had a Capri Sun at the Nostalgic Pod Blast a few weeks ago for the first time ever. Because
I could never make it make that sound in the commercials when you put the straw. It was like,
is there a noise in the commercial? I can't remember that.
So there we go. We've got one for you.
Cool. I got the next news. I got in a hurry there. Sorry. I did these last minute, and I'm like,
well, it was missing the divider line.
If you ever see the UPI in the parentheses, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And you saw that. Police in Germany said a bomb squad was summoned on a report of a grenade spotted by a jogger. Latrine! Spotted by a jogger in the woods.
Chocolate mousse.
But they arrived to find the object was a sex toy. I didn't say any profanity. I didn't say
wait a minute. What did the grenade look like? Was it like the old-fashioned German grenades on the handle?
Checking this and see. The police headquarters in Lower Bavaria said the bomb squad was called to a wooded area outside of the city of Passau, near the Austrian border, on a report of a hand grenade in a plastic bag found by a jogger. The bomb squad arrived on... Look at that. That got to be a grenade. Well, it could be if it used improperly. The bomb squad arrived on the scene and discovered the grenade-shaped object was made of rubber. So it obviously wasn't a grenade. Police said the bomb squad did an online search and confirmed the suspected explosive was a harmless little sex toy. And did they do the search for that on the police computer? Because they get in trouble for that. Hey, look, we're looking at your search history here at the station. Oh, no, it was for a thing we found. It's okay.
No, swear to God,
Cat.
We were just confirming.
Investigators said the condition of the plastic bag indicated it had been out in the woods for some time before being discovered. So... In some people's hands, it could be a dangerous thing, but it's moving on.
Well, it's supposed to be in some people's hands, I guess.
Hey, all right.
Go ahead and get the last news.
Hey, please, hurry. Let's move
all
on.
right, an Idaho man kept a hoe balanced. I can't even.
Stop it. You made your hoe joke last show. You can't do it 2 weeks in a row.
Hoe cake. Hoes got to eat, too.
So this guy did what?
An Idaho man kept a hoe... balanced on his nose.
What kind of hoe?
I'm going to guess a garden hoe.
Garden hoe. Okay, good. Let's be specific.
How did you get her to stay up that long? An Idaho man kept a garden hoe balanced on his nose for
it's better when you don't say garden.
For 1 hour and 41 minutes to reclaim. Someone stole it from him. A Guinness World Record he had previously set at 40 minutes. David Rush...
Give me back my hoe, you big dummy. My garden hoe. I got to do some planting.
We've been working. David Rush, who has broken more than... I can't believe this. I can't figure out how to break one. David Rush, who has broken more than 150 Guinness records to promote STEM education, said he originally set the record for longest duration balancing an object on his nose in 2017 when he balanced for 40 minutes, beating the then record of 30 minutes.
Wow.
Rush said the record was then beaten multiple times since 2017, and he decided to take on the most recent time of 1 hour and 30 minutes. He said the challenge for the record included the weight of the object, which Guinness required to be at least 2.5 pounds, causing the cartilage in his nose to deform, which was both painful and threw off his center of balance.
Too big of a price to pay. I don't want to deform myself or hurt myself.
No, I'm already
a world record
deformed. I mean, I just don't. Well, wait a minute. I guess I'm
You're
different.
Short.
Right.
You're height challenged.
Yeah, I'm just.
Hey, my dad would say your legs are the perfect length. They go from your butt right down to the floor. That's the way they all are.
I heard I don't touch.
Unless you sit in a certain chair.
Rush said he stood for the first hour and 37 minutes and dropped the hoe 4 minutes after sitting in a chair for a total time of 1 hour and 41 minutes. It's a long time to have a hoe on your head. To balance one on your nose?
Yeah.
Did you have to pay twice?
That's kind of a trick, isn't it? Yeah. Speak on air.
The Rifleman. Starring Chuck Connors.
The Rifleman. Great Western. That's one of those Westerns that I did watch. I watched a few Westerns growing up from Variety. I have this story. Johnny Crawford has died at age 75. He was known playing Chuck Connors' son in the ABC series The Rifleman from 1958 to 63. He was 75. In The Rifleman, Crawford played Mark McCain, son of Civil War veteran Lucas McCain. He was nominated in the Best Supporting Actor, including character, in a dramatic series category in the Primetime Emmys in 1959. Now, he was 13 at the time when that happened. In 2019, Crawford was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease before he contracted COVID-19 and then pneumonia. He was in bad shape to begin with, so that wasn't good. Crawford was one of the 24 Mouseketeers in the first season of ABC's The Mickey Mouse Club. His early TV roles included The Lone Ranger, Cavalcade of America, and The Count of Monte Cristo. After The Rifleman, he also had roles in Rawhide, Hawaii Five-0, and The Big Valley. So he went on acting, every now and then in a TV show that would come up. He was still working, which was good. The actor had intermittent appearances in film and television over the years, including Prince Ignatius in the series William Tell in 1987-88 series, and his last screen credit was The Marshal in 2019. So he was still working there right up until 2019. Crawford also had a musical career, including a recording contract with Delphi Records. His song Cindy's Birthday was number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1962. Other tracks by him include Rumors, Your Nose Is Gonna Grow, and the song Proud. So a little information about Johnny Crawford, who passed away at 75 this week. I heard that he still ran around to the convention circuits and signed autographs and met people, and people who were big admirers of him on The Rifleman would bring him pictures of the kid that he played for them to sign, and it was good he was still active. He was friends with Scott Baio from Happy Days. Really? Yeah, they were. I think they would talk to each other at conventions, and I think I read on Scott Baio's Twitter page.
Well, Scott Baio's not as old.
He tweeted, well, I know, but he's friends with him, one way or the other, and he tweeted out.
No, you can only be friends with people your age, Alan.
Idiot. What's the matter with you?
I have no idea why I said that.
Well, I don't know. We would have probably been friends if we were younger. Of course, I'd been driving you around everywhere, though. We were kids.
Would you have hung out with me?
5 years.
Well, maybe you would have. You're like, well, he likes Star Wars.
Yeah, I'll humor the kid. Come on, kid. I'll teach you everything I know. Here, smoke this cigar.
Must have hit pretty close to the mark, kid, to get her all riled up like that.
So, yeah, Johnny
Why do you
Crawford.
want to kiss a girl?
Well, you may want to one day. My mom always loved Johnny Crawford on The Rifleman because she loved how he always called his dad Pa, but he would go, but Pa. He would get so sad and just say the word Pa and make you just tug at your heartstrings. It was heartbreaking. But The Rifleman, I always loved The Rifleman. And, it's one of those shows back in the day remember when drama series like Dragnet and The Rifleman were 30 minutes long instead of an hour? That you'll never find another drama anymore. Now, sitcoms are 30 minutes long, usually for the most part, but they were dramatic television series in the old days that were only 30 minutes long. Twilight Zone, it's considered really a drama. It's not a comedy. But 30 minutes long, that's weird. And they got a good story within 30 minutes and made it work. And it was a dramatic Western. Good Western. If you had to pick your favorite Western, what is one of your favorite Westerns that you love?
Television show Western?
Yeah, TV show Western. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See, it's crazy because a lot of them were already gone or in rerun.
Or that you can best memory
I
of
would
that you
say,
like the best.
Would you count it as a Western, but the Wild Wild West?
I count it as a sci-fi Western.
It was like a James Bond Western. I love the Wild Wild West. I would never miss it. I'd watch it every Saturday. It would come on in the afternoon.
By the way, somebody's calling. We've got to go to a break, but call back if you want to talk after the top of the hour. We don't have time to take a call right now. I'm sorry, but we will take your call when we come back.
And then when I saw this guy flying Baba Black Sheep Squadron, I'm like, wow, this is a great actor.
He's got cool stuff on every show he's on. Yes. He went from Wild Wild West to planes in World War II. It's BK on there. I would have to choose Gunsmoke as my favorite Western. What a great Western that show was. A radio show, then black and white, then went into color all the way up to 70s. Longest running Western, we found out how long it ran. It's BK on there. We're going to take a break here at the top of the hour, but when we come back, we'll have more, including a quiz later on for Alan today, and Ewan McGregor talks about Obi-Wan, too, and other things when we come back. It's BK on the air.
If you like pizza made the real Italian way with bubbly cheese, tangy seasonings, pure ingredients, you'll say our pizza is the Mosta. Try some now at the Refreshment Center.
We're lost. My fault, but you... Oh!
Neither!
Food? Yes, crunchy food.
C-3POs?
New Kellogg's C-3POs. Twin rings phase together for a crunchy new force at breakfast.
Yeah, the Force is with us.
A delicious part of this nutritious breakfast.
Okay. More? Of course. How much? Oh, my.
C-3POs, a new force at breakfast.
Do you mind telling me what this is all about, mister?
Welcome to Star Wars Extra, bringing you the latest from the Star Wars galaxy. I'm your host, Mike Mann.
Situation's almost under control out there. How's it going in here?
This week, the Clone Wars voice actor, Matt Lantner, gave fans of the series some surprising news. Lantner shocked the community by sharing that an animated Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker will be making his return to Star Wars. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Lantner, who is the voice of the animated Skywalker, stated that
there's some new Lucasfilm animation going on. I've been a part of some things I can't talk about yet.
Going on to say,
you'll see Anakin again. I never quite put Anakin down, whether I'm doing a video game or something new for Lucasfilm animation.
The most obvious conclusion is that we'll see the return of Skywalker in the Bad Batch animated series. However, neither Lucasfilm or Disney has commented on his future appearances.
I have no hand at all. I have no hand. How do I get the hand?
Also in Skywalker news, Marvel Comics' Darth Vader number 11 hit shelves this week, revealing the fate of Luke Skywalker's hand after it was famously severed in The Empire Strikes Back by his father. In the issue, the Dark Lord finds his master on Exegol and discovers many surprises. He finds a fleet of Final Order Star Destroyers under the temple, but not before he makes his way through a secret lair of Palpatine. On his way, Vader passes the failed clones in the bottles of Snoke's, along with a jar containing his son's hand. This implies that, indeed, there is a genetic connection between Snoke and the son of Skywalker, which opens many questions in itself. It also leads to the question, how did Palpatine acquire the hand? Fans will eagerly be awaiting Darth Vader number 12 for some possible answers. Darth Vader number 11 is currently available wherever comics are sold.
We all want the hand. Hand is tough to get.
And last up this week, Disney revealed new attractions for 2 of their premier Star Wars experiences. First, in the new book released this week, Star Wars: The Art of Galaxy's Edge, it was revealed that the upcoming Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser Immersive Hotel will include its very own dinner show. What is known now is that guests will be able to choose how much involvement they have with the show, and also that there will be performers throughout the dinner theater. Whether the performers will be actual people or holograms has not been disclosed. Also announced is that the new Disney cruise liner, Wish, will feature its very own Star Wars cantina with the Hyperspace Lounge. The lounge will be yet another immersive experience, as adult patrons will be shuttled around the Star Wars galaxy and visiting different locations. While at these locations, drinks will be served from the various spots. Wish is scheduled to set sail in 2022. That's all the time we have for now. Don't forget to visit us on the Star Wars Extra YouTube channel. Go ahead and give us a like and subscribe. Also, check out Star Wars Extra podcast streaming on Anchor and Spotify, and many more to come. Tune back in next week for all the latest and greatest in Star Warsing. For Star Wars Extra, I'm Mike Mann.
And now back to BK on the air.
Thank you, Mike Mann, for that trip into the world of Star Wars and a long time ago into Galaxy Far, Far Away. Did you hear at the top of the hour at Fox News, they had a story about Taco Bell on May the 4th, which we know is May the 4th be with you. It's a Star Wars day or whatever. May the 4th, the moon, the phase of the moon will be taco-shaped on May the 4th, so Taco Bell's giving away free tacos on May the 4th. That's kind of cool, man. I love that. Yeah. I mean, I like any way I can get some free food. Well, I mean, we work in radio. We take free food every time we can get it.
So, our treat provider has started showing back up randomly.
Isn't that great? And this COVID's kind of on its way.
And I can tell you, I can tell when Mike Garcia works mornings versus afternoons now, because we had a box of treats get dropped off.
Really?
Last week.
Where are they?
They're gone.
Oh, great. Okay.
I knew they were gone the next morning.
Because it's radio people. We're starving. So
you know, it ain't the salary that's feeding us.
That's right. It's not the
we
years.
need loyal listeners.
Not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
Send pizza.
I have a Star Wars story here that he did not have on the Star Wars Extra here from ScreenCrush.com. I don't know whether you heard this or not, but it's very interesting.
Very interesting.
Ewan McGregor says Obi-Wan series will feel, quote, more real than the prequels. Now listen to what he means by that. You probably figured out if you think about it. Star Wars actor Ewan McGregor is confident that his upcoming Disney Plus series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, will redeem the characters and world-building setup by the prequel film series. The word redeem there is very interestingly used. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, McGregor stated that Obi-Wan Kenobi will feel so much more real than the prequels he acted in many years ago. Quote, I'm really excited about it, maybe more so than the first ones because I'm older, I just turned 50, and I'm just in a much better place, he said. McGregor's performance in the prequel trilogy was actually considered to be one of its strengths, which you and I will agree with.
Yes.
Without Obi-Wan, the prequels would have been even more unwatchable, I think. McGregor recalled his frustration at director George Lucas's heavy use of blue and green screens during the filming of episodes 1, 2, and 3. He said George Lucas wanted more and more control over what we see in the background. After 3 or 4 months of being surrounded by green screens and special effects, it just gets really tedious, especially when the scenes are, he explained, I don't want to be rude, but it's not Shakespeare. Come on. But that was one of the problems I had with the prequels is it tried to be more Shakespeare. They tried to, the fun, there was no Han Solo character in the prequels to kind of someone we could identify with. Because when I watch Star Wars, I'm like, oh, I'd be like Han Solo in this. He's just a regular guy running around, interacting with all these fascinating things that he kind of didn't believe in or whatever. But I think they took themselves way too seriously the first
outside of
1, 2, 3.
Ewan McGregor playing Obi-Wan and Ian McDiarmid playing the
Emperor, yeah.
which but we don't know. Well, know that. But if you didn't know that, those were the only two that delivered performances. That even Liam Neeson, you couldn't stand.
No,
you couldn't.
Even Liam Neeson's a fine actor.
Even the creation of the C-3PO character felt forced every time. It just they added things R2-D2 was doing that he never did. Technically, later in the Star Wars universe,
was a trapeze artist, and we didn't know that. So,
it's just
it continues here. The prequels were criticized for their extensive use of visual effects, something that will be addressed when production begins on Obi-Wan Kenobi. Quote: they project the virtual backgrounds onto this massive LED screen. So if you're in a desert, you're standing in the middle of a desert. If you're in snow, you're surrounded by snow, and if you're in a cockpit of a starfighter, you're in space. So it's going to feel so much more real, unquote, this says. This is all good news for Star Wars fans who are ready for the franchise to remedy its rocky prequel trilogy past. Well, the Mandalorians kind of help us, enjoy Star Wars again.
Because, there's nothing wrong with CG and special effects. The Mandalorian shows us, but there's a right way to do it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi arrives on Disney Plus from a galaxy far, far away in 2022. So it's just next year, which will be right around the bend with us.
Hey, it's already May 1st.
Hey, when we get older, it goes by in a blink of an eye.
Stop.
Especially when you have kids.
Faster.
Especially when you have kids.
Slow down. Stop the world. I want to get off.
So I'm looking forward to that show, along with anything else, and the new season of The Mandalorian. So
hey, let's get Loki in first.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. We got a lot to look forward to coming up, don't we? Speaking on there, we'll be back with more. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back.
Another happy landing.
Everything's under control. Situation normal.
What happened?
Had a slight weapons malfunction, but everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Give it up! Podcast Magazine presents the Hot 50 Countdown.
Hi, it's Rob Actis, host of the podcast magazine Hot 50 Countdown. Join me as I count them down from 50 to number 1, the top 50 podcasts in the land as determined by you, the podcast fans. From true crime, society and culture, self-help, health and fitness, science, and every podcast category in between. The Hot 50 Countdown is here.
And don't forget to vote for BK on the Air as one of your favorite podcasts at podcastmagazine.com.
It's okay if you don't understand what he's talking about. He probably doesn't either. It's BK on the Air on AM 1450, FM 100.3, and online using the Tunein radio app.
Got a little Addams Family. Why am I playing the Addams Family theme? Well, I'll tell you right now. Got this story from MeTV. The Addams Family is coming to MeTV beginning in May, which today is May 1st, but I've got more details for you as we get into the story here. Da-da-da-dum. You just heard it. They're creepy and they're kooky. That's right. The Addams Family that defined ooky is now part of the MeTV family. You and your family can watch the Addams Family, if you're a lot like them, or maybe not, weeknights at 6 p.m., 5 Central, beginning Monday, May the 3rd, just 2 days from now. Join Gomez, Morticia, Wednesday, Pugsley, Uncle Fester, Lurch, Cousin It, and Grandmama. By the way, we just had Cousin It pass away. Felix Silla passed away last week. We talked about it. The Addams Family originally aired for 2 seasons from 1964 to 1966, but its gothic humor influenced generations of fans, and it's based on the macabre cartoons of illustrator Charles Addams, many of which ran in The New Yorker. The Addams Family was part of a wave of fantasy series into the 60s that they had. No wonder that it stars John Astin and Carolyn Jones later popped up as Batman villains. Did you know that John Astin, for a while,
2 episodes.
Yeah, he played the Riddler.
The Riddler.
On Batman for a couple of times. And he was okay as the Riddler, but I just loved Frank Gorshin was my favorite. He was my favorite Batman Riddler on the TV show. Frank Gorshin as the Riddler was he was just the best one on there. Here's a fun fact. The characters did not have names until the television series. They never had names in the comic strip. Addams Family or whatever. They never had names. I didn't know that. That's what it says here in the article. We got to trust them. Right?
You've got me gobsmacked.
Got you what?
I never knew that.
You gobsmacked? How come I'm not hearing you in my headphones?
I don't know.
Oh, there you are. No, sorry.
Did you not have me on?
I didn't have you in the headphones. Over the years, the Addams clan never strayed far from the spotlight. In the 70s, an animated cartoon, I remember this one, and a reunion movie, a 1977 Halloween special, proved the Addams were as popular as ever. Of course, 2 decades later, a fresh cast revived the franchise with a series of hit films. The irresistible theme music by Vic Mizzy remains one of the most well-known TV ditties. Hey, the movie, the first one especially, which is the best one, I think, Christopher Lloyd as Fester was fantastic.
Actually, everybody
they all were good, but Christopher Lloyd really embraced that character, Uncle Fester.
Christina Ricci as Wednesday?
Yeah, they were all great. And Raul Julia, another actor that was taken to us way too early.
He was good as Gomez.
Really good.
And the fact that you got Angelica Houston to play Tish.
Everybody was great.
Morticia.
On MeTV, you can revisit the original classic Monday through Friday, beginning in May 3rd. Need a hand? We have the thing for you. Click it. You can see it on there.
Well, the cool thing was when they redid the movies, that was as the digital technology was getting to the point, they used a real hand
and you know what's
running
funny?
Outside of the box.
That's the one thing they did in the film that I thought destroyed the mystique of Thing. Because in the old show, he was just a hand coming out of a box. You had no idea what was in that box. You know, was it a cavernous Doctor Who thing where there was a giant thing down there or whatever, where time and space were not going by the same laws? But once he got out and just started running around as a hand, it was a cool effect, but it kind of destroyed the mystery. I don't know why I thought that when I saw it. That's the only complaint I had about that show.
I could see where you could make that argument. You say, was it a big creature under there, or was it only an arm existing in that box, but it could move around the house?
They didn't ruin the movie for me.
Did it have a whole series of pipes like the old bank things that would take
or was it like the Doctor Who TARDIS where it's just a police box, but you go in and it's gigantic on the inside? You know, you never know. Yeah, and I was always Munsters guy. I like the Munsters better.
Thing was this giant, long-armed, multi-armed monster, and each one of the arms was a separate hand.
You mean a long, multi-armed thing?
Yes.
He was?
It was a thing.
Now, which one?
Maybe John Carpenter would make a movie about him.
Which camp did you come down in? Were you more Addams Family or Munsters on
Addams
television?
Family.
See, I was more Munsters.
Love the Addams Family.
Different kind of comedy. And they were, anybody that says they were just alike are wrong. They were very different shows, believe it or not. I said I was going to do this, and I'm going to do it right now since we got back from the break here. I have an extra news flash story, which is very weird, and I don't know if you heard about this, but it's such an odd and freakish thing to happen that I still want to talk about it because it's so weird. This is from Associated Press. A 29-year-old woman was killed apparently by a suicide jumper in California. Now, if it's your time to go, I guess it's your time to go. Listen to this. A woman was killed when apparently a suicidal man jumped off a parking structure and landed on her in downtown San Diego, police said. The woman was walking with a man in the East Village neighborhood last Sunday evening when she was hit, said Police Sergeant Dave Yu. She died at the scene. The man who jumped was taken to the hospital where he died, Yu said. He was not identified. The woman's companion was uninjured, according to KTLA in San Diego. The station identified the victims as 29-year-old Taylor Cayley, who was originally from San Diego and the graduate of San Diego State University. She was just shy of 30 years old, a milestone birthday she had planned to celebrate by going to a wine tasting, they report. She spent the last year living with her father during COVID-19 pandemic, and the two were very close, according to the report. So, again, the person who reported this originally said, if it's your time to go, that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's your time to go.
It's just such a sad
being
story.
hit by a suicide jumper.
Because who's going to bother to look up?
It's just terrible. I mean, I see that, and it's just heartbreaking. Here's another weird story. Let me tell you about this one, because not a lot of people are going to like to hear about this, which is funny. 770-386-1450 is our number. Somebody's calling on the line right now. I think I know who this is. Hey, Jeff, what's going on?
I'm like you. I like the Munsters myself.
You like the Munsters? Yeah, you come out on the Munsters. They were both great shows, but they were two just kind of different kind of shows, and I think I identified more with the Munsters or just liked them a little bit better. But they're both great shows, yeah.
Well, Herman got me with his laugh.
That's right. Fred Gwynn was he hated that role later, I understood, but he really made that role. Did you remember the episode of the Munsters where one of the grandpa's spells or potions went wrong on Herman, and he turned him into an exactly perfect looking guy, and it was just Fred Gwynn playing him, and they're all horrified by how he looked. He just looked normal.
Yeah.
That was so. And Patty Priest, the girl, their niece or whatever she played, she was beautiful, but they thought, oh, she's so homely and ugly looking. But she was beautiful to us, though. I thought that was. It's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Yeah.
He was gorgeous.
You know, Al Lewis and Fred Gwynn were playing before in that show Car 54. Where Are You? Remember that?
Yep, I remember that one too.
It just means we're old, right? We're seasoned. I'm going to start saying seasoned instead of old. Does that work?
I prefer it.
I'm an old.
You're just going to
I'm an old poop.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Jeff. Always good to hear from you. Bye. So he's just going to keep saying old. I like seasoned citizen.
He's
better.
embraced
like
it. I refuse to.
Yeah. I know. I feel the same way. But like a quote, I'll paraphrase it.
I think someone needs to. Where's the defibrillator? I think I'm having heart problems.
I'll paraphrase a quote from Dr. Seuss that Mrs. BK always loves to tell me. She goes, "Don't be sad because it happened. Smile because it did happen." I'm like, yes, that's very true. That's how I try to get by now and think about it. Every time I see my nephew, who I remember him, I always think him as a little
But
bundle.
what if it's when your septic tank backs up?
Don't question it. If you start questioning it, you'll lose it.
I'm so happy I've got sewage in my downstairs bathroom.
It doesn't mean
that's
that.
Just awesome.
It doesn't mean that. You had to go down the sewage route. Why do you always do that?
I mean, when you have a blatant comment like that.
And I have never had a sewage problem, thank goodness. We just had ours pumped out again not too long ago, and it was almost full, which is it's doing its job. So I do the Rid-X thing. About every couple of months, I'll pour that Rid-X down the toilet, or whatever. You let it go down. It's supposed to help eat up the whatever's in there. It's I guess maybe me doing that made us okay. I don't know.
You know what made us okay? Having 4 kids move out.
You had a bad sewage problem before, did you?
Well, part of it, they just took like 25-minute showers apiece.
That's pretty crazy. And what is it with showers and people, and I had to teach the last teen that was our house that I came right in on the end of, that and I don't know if you do this or not, maybe I'm wrong, but don't use one towel and throw it in the hamper.
No,
you can dry off with a towel for a few days.
You're clean.
Come on, yeah.
You're clean.
You're drying off a clean body.
You don't have it's not dirty.
But he would.
I'll use the same shower towel for probably 2 weeks before the wife does the laundry.
I go into the laundry closet and I'd go, what are all these towels doing in here? There's only 3 people living here.
No. One towel can last. Actually, I don't know how long I'd make it last. I'd probably go a lot longer if I didn't have a significant other who was like, time to do the towels.
And hey, teenagers and kids, don't roll like 110 pieces of toilet paper to do your business while you're sitting there. It doesn't take a lot. Don't use just one square, but don't use the half the roll for one session.
No.
That's crazy.
If you need that much, you should go to the doctor. You got a different problem.
You're gonna have a plumbing problem.
You've got something else.
Not careful,
you got something else malfunctioning.
And you know what? You know when teenagers usually realize that and get to that point, saying
when they have to buy it,
when they're out on their own, they're like, "Wait a minute."
My kids have turned to the most frugal
toilet paper.
I go over there and like, you have to request toilet paper. Like, wait, what? Not that bad, but almost.
Right, yeah. So that's when they finally learned, wait a minute, I need to watch this. And he would take gobs of shower gel and shampoo and put it in his head. I'm like, it does not take that much.
My girls learned that about conditioner. I'm like, why do I need to buy conditioner? I just bought it last week. You don't know what it's like.
When did this turn into old fart parent talk all of a sudden? I'm sorry.
Well,
we're going to talk about...
You brought up 40 years.
I know, I'm sorry.
I'm such a 80s.
I am one. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But it's just part of the show. It's nostalgia. Part of the
we
show.
Should probably take a
retro.
Me TV quiz.
Part of the show. Yeah, we will. We'll come back.
Might as well.
We'll do that for you. You'll like it. It's BK on the Air.
Bubblicious. It's the ultimate bubble. Bubblicious. It's the ultimate bubble. Soft and juicy. It's the ultimate bubble. So delicious. It's the ultimate bubble. It's the ultimate bubble. Bubblicious.
Play to win. You never lose when 7-Up's the one you choose. It's a natural kind of taste. Nothing else comes near. 7-Up cools your thirst. 7-Up, the difference is clear. It does what only it can do. Nothing else comes near. It's a clean, refreshing taste. 7-Up, the difference is clear. Seven Up cools you. 7-Up soothes you. 7-Up, the difference is clear.
Oh, dear, I think he's going to recite.
Ibbity bibbity sibbity sab. Ibbity bibbity canal boat. Dictionary down the ferry. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy lost his hair. Scuba do and scuba die. That chicken's not too young to fry. Life is real, life is earnest. If you're cold, turn up the furnace. I thank you.
Hey, it's BK here in the air. I want to remind you of Cartersville Bicycle Service and Supply. Our buddies here in Cartersville, they offer maintenance and repair on all bicycles, as well as parts, accessories, and, of course, new bikes. Whether you're a veteran rider or just starting out, and a little in between, Cartersville Bicycle has just what you need to get out and enjoy the roads and trails of Northwest Georgia or anywhere you want to ride a bike. Stop in and see the shop. They're there waiting for you. They want to say hi, and if you just want to go by and look and not buy anything, you can do that, but they would prefer you to buy something or bring your bike to repair. They're located on the corner of West Avenue and South Tennessee Street and are open every day, 7 days a week, from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call them at 470-315-BIKE. That's 470-315-2453, or just search Cartersville Bicycle on Facebook. That's Cartersville Bicycle Service and Supply. Let's get to a little On This Day in History here with BK on the air. Today is the first day. Can you believe it's the first day of May?
Love it.
It's May 1st, and it's a beautiful first day of May. And we got the duck. The duck, Derby Duck, is walking outside of WBHF.
Quacky. Hey, Quacky.
Hey, great.
He's waving at
folks.
us. Or is it she? Or is it it? Or Z?
It's a duck. Just say
Z,
Quacky.
she, it, they, them, us, oh, you.
We don't want ducks starting to identify their gender. Come on, we don't need to do that. So, in 1930, on this day in history,
some ways they're smarter than us. Then,
well, all you got to do is look. If you're a vet,
you either
veterinarian,
lay eggs or you do not lay eggs.
See what it is. On this day in history, May the 1st, in 1930, the planet Pluto is officially named by an 11-year-old Venetia Burley. I did not know that at all.
It reminds me of Mickey's dog.
I didn't know that they named it Pluto, and I didn't know it was named by an 11-year-old. Isn't that cool? On this day in history, 1939, The Dark Knight, Batman first appears in Detective Comics number 27 on this day in history. And the world of comics was never
a very important date.
Yeah, and everybody goes, Batman Comics number 1. No, he was in Detective Comics number 27. That's where he started.
Didn't a lot of our heroes start in these other anthology kind of
Superman
things?
was in Action Comics. Captain America was in Tales of Suspense, or in the old days before Marvel.
Yeah, weren't there like books called like Amazing Stories and Weird Tales?
They all started in those things.
Come see the Incredible Stretching Man in Weird Tales.
Well, that would either be Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man or Elongated Man. There's 3 different guys that can stretch.
I've never been called Elongated Man.
You haven't? Okay, you're not a superhero. You're not a superhero. So yeah, I've been called Mr. Fantastic though before by Mrs. B.
I get called some things.
We won't get into that.
I don't feel like any of those
Tell
are
me
close.
off the air what you're called. 1947, on this day in history, May the 1st, radar from commercial and private planes was first demonstrated in 1947. Oh, look at this. 1952, on this day in history, on May the 1st, 1952, Mr. Potato Head was introduced on this day. On May the 1st, and he's still around, thank goodness, at least for now. 1971, on this day in history, the Rolling Stones released Brown Sugar. On this day in history, I don't want to try to sing it. May 1st, 1982, the 1982 World's Fair in Knoxville, Tennessee opens. I remember all the ads in the comic books for the World's Fair in Knoxville up there in that little ball structure that they'd built. You always saw it in the distance. It's still up there, I think. 1999, the animated series SpongeBob SquarePants debuts on Nickelodeon on this day in history. I was a SpongeBob fan. I thought it was a funny cartoon.
I still kind of enjoy watching SpongeBob. It was that show like the Muppets. There was 2 shows going on at the same time,
and you got some of the jokes are like, okay, that's kind of an adult joke. I don't know if the kids.
I don't think
that.
My kid gets that.
That was funny.
I do.
Ren and Stimpy was funny, and you know what? Rocko's Modern Life was funny. Did you ever see that one about the wallaby?
No,
it was a funny cartoon too. Can I compare Mrs. BK to a character on SpongeBob?
Sure.
Remember the squirrel?
Is she a squirrel?
Yeah, yeah. Do not wake
Sandy?
Do not wake Stacy up out of a sleep unless she's ready to get up, because she turns into Sandy Squirrel.
She'll kill you.
SpongeBob.
She'll take a life.
She'll be the first one to tell me too. She admits it. The year 2000, on May the 1st, Gladiator, directed by Ridley Scott and starring Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix, premiered in theaters on this day. I liked Gladiator. It was one of those rare later Ridley Scott films that I actually liked, and I still watch it from time to time.
And Joaquin Phoenix, what a great bad guy.
He's fantastic in it. He's great. And it wasn't who played Caesar, the older character in it? Who was
it? It was Richard Harris.
Okay, that's right. And wasn't who else was in it? Another actor.
Well, there were a lot of people in it.
I can't remember his name, but somebody else was in it too. 2015.
Several Shakespearean actors.
Yes, 2015. Avengers: Age of Ultron
Which,
debuted on this
have you
day.
gone back and rewatched it since WandaVision?
I have. Yes, I have.
Isn't it a much better movie?
Again, things improve with age with Marvel. It's like fine wine. It's fine Marvel wine. Birthdays today: Ray Parker Jr., rock guitarist and vocalist. What?
Ghostbusters.
Yes, he did Ghostbusters. So he also sung a song called I'm in Love with the Other Woman. He had a lot of hits. Today, another music birthday today. Rita Coolidge, American Grammy Award singer and songwriter. It's her birthday today. Remember her hit song? She remade a Jackie Wilson song. Remember that song by him? Your love is lifting me high. Well, she remade it into a 70s song and made it slower, like a ballad, higher and higher. She did a James Bond song. She did All Time High, the Never Say Never Again.
Oh, that's a great song.
James Bond song, which is played on the radio. Number 1 on the Billboard chart today, 1981, 40 years ago, was Morning Train 9 to 5 by Sheena Easton. Let's take a moment and think of Sheena Easton in our minds.
I just want to see her bang on the drums.
You want to see her what?
The drums.
Okay. Get a picture of Sheena Easton. Yeah. Morning Train 9 to 5, 40 years ago.
Drum all day.
By the way, 1981 is when For Your Eyes Only came out, and they let her do the song for the Bond film For Your Eyes Only. And you remember how the girls were in the Bond's title sequences and they had to move and things like that? Well, that's the only one where you see the girl singing the song in the title sequence is her. She's in the title sequence singing For Your Eyes Only. And she said Maurice Bender, the guy that was responsible for designing all those cool Bond montage title sequences. She goes, when I was singing on camera and the camera's going to Only For You, when she's singing the song, it's going to go into my lips and just zoom right into my face. She goes, they had to lock my head with a piece of board and a vise behind it. You can't see it on film, but they had to lock my head and neck where I could not move a millimeter for that shot. And they did. She was the most uncomfortable thing in the world to do, but they did it for her to get that shot.
What's the guy's name that did the title sequences?
Maurice Bender.
So I love this guy. I love
for most of the Bond films, yes.
I like him watching and say, I've got an idea.
Right.
And this is going to be very artsy. I would never ask this any other reason but for the art behind it. I need several really thin, athletic, naked women to jump on trampolines for me.
Right. And then they'll be just in silhouette. Don't worry about it.
And we'll keep it tasteful.
Yeah,
I mean, because I'm an artist.
And he got him.
I want to work. I want to work with that guy. I want to figure out what his pitch was. That worked.
Alan, you are now the assistant to Maurice Bender for the Bond films. You're like, yes, score, great.
I feel like I got a golden ticket.
I don't care if I have to go get coffee. Whatever you want me to do, Mr. Bender, I'll do it.
I got a golden.
And you're going to pay me? I don't need any money. I'll do it for free. Don't worry about it.
Are you kidding me?
And there's a whole different thing. We could talk one day about James Bond title sequences. Which ones were your favorite ones? We'll get into that. Maybe we'll get into that when No Time to Die finally
gets around
to opening later this year. Today is National Something Day, and it is National Loyalty Day today. That's something I value in friendship.
I think it's also
loyalty.
National Maroon T-Shirt Day.
Is it?
Well, at least for us.
Yeah, you and I are dressed almost the same. What color is your underwear today?
Gray.
Mine's blue, so...
That's because I washed it with the wrong thing.
I didn't send you the right... Was it blue before?
No. No, it's gray.
It's like Alan's like, I don't buy white underwear anymore. Why? No, I don't want to talk about it. Today is May Day, too, by the way.
No,
May Day.
It's like it's the Deadpool line.
There's another...
Why do I wear this red suit so you can't see me bleed? This guy's got the right idea. He's got the brown pants.
Hey, here's another Bond reference. Today is May Day. That was Grace Jones's name in A View to a Kill.
Yep.
May Day. May Day ushers in a traditional celebration of flowers in spring. In many ancient calendars, May 1st welcomed the first day of summer. It was traditionally the first day of summer was May Day.
It's also the thing I repeat multiple times when I realize I've opened my mouth in front of my wife and said the wrong thing.
And you said,
May Day, May Day, I'm going down.
You should just put that on a loop.
Yeah.
And have it as a sound bite.
I'm in constant crash mode.
Today is also National Mother Goose Day.
Aww.
That is until the Wake generation finds out something she did bad and they try to ban her.
You're so old you called it the Wake generation rather than the Woke.
Woke, sorry. I'm going to start
calling Why do we call it Wake?
I'm going to call them the unconscious.
Look at all these wakes. We're not wakes, man. We're woke.
They're the unconscious.
The fact that you want to correct me shows everything wrong with you.
Right. Yeah, I'll call them a lot more than that.
You wakes.
We'll have that story about the new venomous species of tarantula when we come back, and your car's value could depend on its color. I can't believe this.
I have a quiz.
What's the number one color? And we'll do that too. Stand by.
There's not enough time.
We got it covered up.
Wanna taste something rich? Nestle's new $100,000 bar.
Oh, wow! Tastes like 100,000.
Hey, Joe, tastes like a lot of dough.
Get back! Tastes like 100,000 snacks. Nestle $100,000 bar.
If you're looking for a really rich tasting candy bar, try Nestle's new $100,000 bar. Explosively crunchy Krispies, lots of luscious, chewy caramel, all covered in mouth-watering chocolate for a taste as rich as its name. Come on, give it a bite.
Hey, swell, love that chewy caramel.
All right, there's lots of crunch in every bite. Look out! The $100,000 bar so rich you want to shout. Nestle $100,000 bar.
Man, it's the best candy bar I ever had in my whole mouth.
What's so special about an Oreo cookie?
It's a creamy, licking chocolate sensation.
O-R-E-O.
It's a creamy, licking chocolate sensation.
O-R-E-O.
There's only one Oreo cookie. Creamy, luscious inside, real chocolate cookies outside.
It's a creamy, licking chocolate sensation.
O-R-E-O.
Oreo cookies from Nabisco.
America's cookie jar.
Many of our contestants are chosen from the studio audience, so if you'd like to be one, write us and close a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail to Tickets, Match Game 73, CBS Television City, 7800 Beverly Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 90036.
It's quiz time from MeTV and Alan Sanders. Can you guess? Here's what this quiz is about. Can you guess if this is a TV show or its movie version based on the year it came out? I'm going to give you the remakes and reboots seem to be happening more and more than ever. Hollywood has been recycling things ever since they had first silent films. When television came along, it provided even more opportunities to redo certain stories. Sometimes shows proved so popular they crossed over into film, believe it or not. So here's a selection of titles that were both TV shows and movies. Each one is paired with the date that it came out. That's what we're doing here. Using that alone, can you guess whether each one refers to the movie or the TV show? I think you'll do better than this than you think. Number one, In the Heat of the Night, 1967.
That would be the movie.
You say that would be the movie? You would be correct, sir. There's your first number one.
I knew it was a movie before it was a series, and it was filmed in Georgia.
Downhill from here.
The series.
Number two, The Flintstones, 1960.
Oh, that would have to be the cartoon, the TV show.
The TV show, you're correct. Number three, Dragnet, 1987.
Oh, that would be the movie.
Be the movie, that's correct. I didn't like the movie too much, even though Harry Morgan was in it.
It could have been better.
Could have been better, but something was wrong with it. It had moments. The Fugitive, 1993.
That's going to be the movie. Harrison Ford.
Stop your
Actually, a great action movie for its day.
Stop your happy laughing, because here's where it all ends right here. Number five, The Invisible Man, 1958. Was that the movie year or the TV show when it started? It wasn't a very long-lived television show.
Can I tell you something?
Tell me something.
I had no idea it was a TV show.
It was a TV show at one point. I don't think it was very successful.
What year?
The year they give is 1958 for The Invisible Man.
Oh, now I'm trying to remember when they made the movie.
Right, because remember, it was Universal.
I'm going to say movie. No, TV show.
TV show? Good thing you changed it. Yeah, because the movie came out.
Because in my head, I was answering that the TV show came out after the movie.
Claude Rains was an original
Claude
Universal.
Rains, right.
Fantastic one, too, by the way. The Beverly Hillbillies, 1962.
That'd be the TV show.
Go ahead, chick TV show. I know which one's going to go. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, 1992. Here's one that you may have to think about.
I believe that's when the TV show came out. It came out first. TV show.
TV show. You're incorrect. That's the movie. That's the first one you've missed. You've been on a roll.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? And you knew that?
It was the movie. It was.
You never watched Buffy.
Christy Swanson, the movie. I saw the film, but I never saw the TV show. Who was it in the show? It was Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Yeah.
12 O'Clock High.
The movie came out when then? Because 1992.
It was after that. Maybe a year or two after that. 12 O'Clock High.
12 O'Clock High.
1964. 12 O'Clock High. Obviously, show about wars and pilots and fighter planes or whatnot.
I'm going to say that's the
I think
TV show.
TV show. You are correct. Good guess. Gregory Peck was in the movie. The movie's really good. The movie came out in 1949. There's a big stretch there. Planet of the Apes.
Uh-huh.
Planet of the Apes was a TV show, and it was a very well done television show. 1974. Planet of the Apes. There's your year. Movie. No, Planet of the Apes was 69, the movie was.
Oh, was it?
Or 70. And the TV show was 74, after all the movies had come out. Highlander, 1986. Remember, Highlander was a series.
That's the movie. It's got to be the movie.
Is that the movie year, you say?
Yes.
You are correct, sir. Good job.
And there's only one Highlander movie, by the way.
Yeah, there is only one. There can be only one. MASH, 1972. Oh, there's a hard one. Oh, wow. 1972. Did the movie premiere in 72 or did the TV show premiere in 1972?
The movie.
The movie. You are wrong. The movie came out in 1970. So that was pretty close one there. That was hard.
Are you kidding me? So MASH was, oh my God.
Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, the submarine movie, the Irwin Allen submarine movie. 1961, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. There's your year. Movie or TV show date?
TV show.
TV show. You are incorrect. The show came out in 1964.
I've just given up.
Yeah, that's a good show, too. You got a few more to go here. The Odd Couple.
Okay.
1970. The Odd Couple, 1970.
That should be the TV show.
It should be the TV show. And you are right. I love how you're looking at it going, here I go. What is it? It's got to be right. The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams. 1974 is your year. Great show.
I had no idea it was a movie.
Yep, movie first. Grizzly Adams, 1974 is the year. Which is it?
I remember watching it when I was a kid in the 70s live on TV, but did it start in 74? Did it start late 70s and the movie was...
me? Or are you just
I'm going to say movie.
You're just thinking out loud. Movie, and you're right. The show premiered in 77. Came a little bit later.
I felt like I had my kid dangling over lava on that
They
one.
call him Flipper the dolphin. Yeah. 1964 Flipper.
I'm starting to hate these.
Movie or TV show, Flipper? I love Flipper,
TV show.
TV show, 64. Correct. Movie came out in 63. Right before that. Here we go. You got 11 out of 15. It says you deserve a hand. Great job.
We'll
give you the thing from the Addams Family.
I thought I missed 3. Oh, well.
Don't question it. Just take it.
I'm okay. It hurt myself. I feel like I need to, I don't know.
I do.
Be punished or something.
I hope she's not listening, but I got to squeeze in this story right here from Fox 35 Orlando and Fox 5 Atlanta. New venomous species of tarantula-like spider discovered in South Florida in 2012 has been identified as a new species of medium-sized trap-door spider, the freakiest ones ever that build a door. Those are freaky. Could you imagine if they were our size? Oh, wow, with those trap doors.
That's what we called high school, and people would just drag you into the bathroom.
That's right.
Poor
you're
unsuspecting freshman.
No.
Oh, where'd he go?
Pine Rockland trapdoor spider. That's what they're calling it. The Eumidia richmond. That's the Latin term they've discovered for it, or made for it. Was found by a zookeeper in Zoo Miami who was checking reptile traps in the endangered pine Rockland forest surrounding the zoo. Another spider located around 2 years later was sent out to experts for an evaluation. It was confirmed as previously described by species by Dr. Rebecca Goodwin of Piedmont College of Georgia. Quote, the fact that a new species like this could be found in a fragment of endangered forest in the middle of the city underscores the importance of preserving these ecosystems before we lose not only what we know, but also what is to be discovered. Venoms of related species have been found to contain compounds, I knew this, with potential uses, pain medications, and cancer treatments. Frank Ridgely of the DVM Zoo Miami Conservation and Veterinary Services Manager says, that's a long title. Got to take a long breath when you say that guy's title.
I've got a really wide business card.
It continues on the back. Experts say spiders like the newly discovered species can live for decades in the same burrow over the entirety of their lifespan. For humans, the spider's venom is likened to a bee sting. Well, that's not so bad. I guess I can take that unless you're allergic to it, like my dad was. Zoo staff says they have only found a handful of males throughout the years, and a female of the species has yet to be discovered. Well, aren't gender roles really beside the point? Come on. So that's a new species of tarantula-like spider.
That only becomes a problem if you're worried about the perpetuation of the species.
And here's what's going to happen when I read this. I'm going to take this home and read it to Miss BK. I'm like, hey, there's a new species of tarantula. Read this. And that's what she'll do. She'll scream. You'll hear her scream all the way here. So I don't want to hear about it. I can't believe the day she had the little snake was loose in the living room. We don't know how it got in the living room. She didn't have her glasses on, and she came down the stairs and she saw at the bottom of the stairs. She goes, is that a belt on the floor down there? I can't really tell what that is. Wait, the belt's moving. That's not a belt. So she tried to keep it away from crawling up in the couch. That would have been a whole other thing if it had got lost up in there. Got to get rid of the couch. Come and pick it up.
You know, I don't have a problem with snakes. My wife does. My wife is.
Well, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I respect the snakes. I'm not like a crazy person.
Although she has gone through her own version of desensitization because she's gotten into the hiking and everything. And so she said, I've had to force myself to look at pictures of snakes first and then eventually see snakes and not panic. Like, she would panic.
And I don't get the whole thing. I told some of my relatives we were walking in the woods a couple of years ago, and I said, we were walking the other day, and we saw this big snake up in the tree, and it was kind of cool, but he was just kind of sitting there. You could tell he was still a little dazed by the cool weather, and he was coiled up on the limb, right at your head level as you walked over this little bridge. And what was their first reaction? They're like, did you kill it? I'm like, No, I didn't kill it. I mean, he's out there. I'm not going to mess with him. He's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. Am I goofy and dumb for not doing that? I mean, I'm not going to kill. I mean, if a snake's about to attack a child by me, I'm going to try to protect it or do whatever or things like that.
I mean, if it's
not going to automatically kill it.
I want to say deadly, but if it is a poison, it's like if I know it's a copperhead,
right?
And I know it's in an area where a lot of people are traversing.
Or maybe your dogs are out back or something like that. Yeah,
then
right.
I'm more likely to kill that. But if it's a king snake, a rat snake, a corn snake, no.
If you move, I strike. And if you do not move, I strike.
No, I'm not going to.
No.
I think this was a copperhead, I think. But it was in the tree. Now, he was so far away, I'm like, I'm not going to take time to cross the creek, go over there and bother that snake and kill him. I'm just going to go on my way, and he'll go on his way.
We've been kayaking, and there's been water moccasins that have swam across.
Kind of
and I'm just like,
around,
let it go do its thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to. Well, I'm like you. I don't have to. But, some of my family come from the school. The only good snake is a dead snake. I'm like, well, that's not true.
That's absolutely not true.
I'm not an ecosystem maniac or anything, but I do think that. I mean, come on.
I just don't understand people who want to intentionally go out of their way to hurt animals. At all.
Any kind of animal. I can understand if a bear's charging me in the woods or whatever.
Well, yeah,
and
but
it's about
you're
to
not
kill me.
intentionally
I'm
going
shoot
after
the bear.
him.
Yeah, but that's a different thing with your whole family. I want to tell everybody how they can get in contact with me. If you're ever going to email me or anything or contact me, you can. You can get me at bkontheair@gmail.com, or you can send me a message on Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter, and I'm on Instagram. You can also private message me there as well, or just public message me. If it's something you don't want anybody to read, send me an email or a private message. Alan and I don't have, we don't have expenses handlers, at least not yet, that read everything.
No.
We read everything we have.
We read our own mail.
Okay, if anybody wants to tell us anything, because some people don't want to come on the radio and talk, and I don't know why. It's like, come on, call me up and tell me something if you don't. So you can also, hello to everyone at Fistful of Radio, fistfulofradio.com. You can hear me on there every Saturday, the BK replay at 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern. That's fistfulofradio.com. I'm always glad to be there. They're having a listeners get-together at Fistful this month. It's May the 1st. I keep forgetting it's May. They're having a listener appreciation, and we're going to go to that and meet people and have a good time there. And say hello to everyone. Thanks for being here, buddy. Had a good time, as usual.
It was
Thanks a lot.
awesome.
It goes by too quick. It's BK on the air. We'll see everybody on Anchor, SoundCloud, and Spotify. YouTube. It's the BK Podcast.
May tomorrow be a perfect day.
May you find love and laughter along the way.
May God keep you in His tender care
till He brings us together again.
Good night, everybody.